Okay, students, hi, good afternoon. This is Sir MJ and welcome to our week's class. So our topic is the services marketing. This is for the week March 14 to 2021, and then our learning objectives are the following. Number one, explain the meaning of services marketing. Number two, describe the differences between marketing services and marketing products. Number three, describe the characteristics of a marketing orientation and its benefits. Number four, define key services marketing terminology. Number five, explain the price concept of marketing. Number six, provide examples of the 8 P's of services marketing. And number seven, gain knowledge of key service marketing issues and trends. Okay, so let's continue, ha? Okay, so marketing. Marketing in the tourism and hospitality industry requires an understanding of the differences between goods and services. Okay, so requires an understanding of the differences between marketing goods and marketing services. As we all know, lain ang goods sa lain ang as compared to services. So ang goods ya, those that are tangible, okay? Ang pwede naton makaptan, pwede naton ma-feel. On the contrary, services are different. These are intangible, meaning hindi naton pwede makaptan or hindi naton pwede ma-feel ahead. Okay, so akon lang diri nga i-take note ha. So ang aton nga goods, so these are the tangible, and then ang aton nga services, so these are intangible. So we are going to study more of this one sa next slide naton. So lantaw naton diri sa picture nga ginsend ko sa inyo. So differences between goods and services. So lantawon ninyo. Okay, ginbutang ko diri sa notes sa dalom. Okay? So, selling a moment like this one. Ano nga moment? Moment nga ara kadira, watching this beautiful scenery captured over the holidays in Victoria's Harbor is different from selling a tube of toothpaste. Anong meaning sina? Lain ang pagbaligya sining scenery nga ini sa tawo as compared sa nagabaligya ka lang niya sang dictionary or nagabaligya ka lang niya sang toothpaste. Ano ang iya nga difference? Okay, so lantawon naton, ha? So this is the difference between goods and services. Okay, next slide. So there are 4 key differences between goods and services. Okay, so ang 4 differences between goods and services. According to numerous scholars, which is flashing sa inyong screen, services are, okay, so services are, number 1, intangible. Okay, so services are intangible. Number 2, services are heterogeneous. Number 3, inseparable. And the number 4, services are perishable. Okay, continue. Now, first one is the intangibility. Okay, so tangible. Tangible, ano ang aton gani nga tangible? Tangible. Okay, so pwede makaptan. Okay, pwede makaptan or makita. Okay, so tangible, pwede makaptan or makita ha. Okay, so in definition, tangible goods are the ones the customer can see, feel, or taste ahead of payment. Ano iniya ang mga tangible goods or ang mga goods nga pwede makita sa customer, ma-feel, or matilawan ahead of payment? Let's say for example, ang tinapay. Ang tinapay sa supermarket, if you want to buy, ginalantaw mo anay. Ginalantaw mo ang shape sang tinapay. Gina-feel mo ang iyang texture kung bago siya bake. You can even get a free taste of it before ka magbayad. Okay, so kung wala kayo namian sang tinapay or you think na daw hindi siya swak sa imo nga panabor, then hindi mo pagbayaran, hindi mo ya pagbaklod. Okay? Ano naman niya ang intangible service? Okay, so intangible service on the other hand cannot be touched beforehand. Okay, so ang intangible hindi pwede makaptan. Okay, so intangible hindi pwede makaptan. Okay, so beforehand. Okay, intangible service on the other hand cannot be touched beforehand. Example, an airline flight is an example of an intangible service. Okay, so ang airline flight is an example of an intangible service. Why? Because a customer purchases it in advance. Ano ang ginabakal niya? Ang ticket. Gabakal siya sa flight. Let's say, for example, matravel ang customer April 15. Subong March 16 pa lang. So, nagbakal siya sa ticket. Okay? So, amo lang to. Ticket lang ang iyakin bayaran. Pero the actual service of the airline, the actual service niya ihatag sa iya sang airline, hindi niya na iya makuha sa ticketing office or hindi niya na iya makuha sa website kundi siya nagbakal sang ticket. Nga aman, because a customer purchase it in advance and doesn't experience or consume the product until he or she is on the plane. Okay. I hope that's clear. So there is a slide niya ni, you have to know kung ano ang difference ng tangible product from intangible services. So tangible goods, if I ask you to explain anong meaning niya, and then ang intangible services, ano naman ang meaning niya. Okay, now, for your homework to be sent sa email until Thursday, 6 p.m. Okay, again, for your homework to be sent sa email until this week, Thursday, 6 p.m. Please give example of tangible goods, at least 10. Again, please give example of tangible goods, at least 10. And please give example of intangible services, at least 5. Okay, so that is your homework to be sent sa email until this Thursday, 6 p.m. Okay, continue. Ang number 2 nga characteristics ng services is ang heterogeneity. Okay, so while most goods may be replicated identically, services are never exactly the same. Okay? Services are never exactly the same. If we are going to give an example some services which are never exactly the same, mabalik naman kita sa airline experience. Okay? Same ang airline company. They are selling ticket. They are selling business class ticket or first class ticket. But then, ang services ng different airline company is never exactly the same. Personally, I have flown sa damo ng airline company. Philippine Airlines, Cebu Pacific, Air Asia, Korean Air, Asiana, China Airlines, Eva Air, Qatar Airways. Okay? As a traveler myself, I can say nga ang pinakanamian ko yung service is ang service ng Qatar Airways. Okay, so ako na ya personally, namian ko yung service is ang service sang Qatar Airways. Why is that? Because I am very much satisfied. Ilang a flight attendant, the way they greet, the way they serve the food, even the food nami. But I am not saying nga hindi man nami ang service sang Philippine Airlines. But then, I am saying that they are not exactly the same. That's comparable. Pwede mo ma-compare. Okay? Now, ano ang mga reason nga ang services are heterogeneous or never exactly the same? Okay, so variability in experiences, okay, because by number 1, location, number 2, time, number 3, topography, number 4, season, environment, amenities, events, and service providers. So these are some of the reasons. Okay, because human being factors so largely in the provision of services, the quality and level of service may differ between vendors or may even be inconsistent within one provider. So lain-lain. We are talking about services here. So lain-lain. Okay, let's continue. Ano naman ang ginatawag natin nga inseparability? Okay, now, ang inseparability, on the other hand, anong meaning niya? A physical good or product ang pwede mo makapta niya product, or we can say a tangible good or product may last for an extended period of time. Okay. In some cases, for many years. Example, ang bag. Bakal ikaw sa mamahalon na bag, it can last for 10 years. It can even last for 15 years. In contrast, on the contrary, a service is produced and consumed at the same time. Okay, so produced and consumed at the same time. A service exists only at the moment or during the period in which a person is engaged and immersed in the experience. Okay? So, ang service niya, exist lang siya during that moment lang na ara ikaw, let's say for example, sa sulod ikaw sa aeroplano. So ang service niya, pwede nga dira lang niya mag-exist only during that period while you are currently riding the airplane. Okay? Pag panaog mo yan sa airplane, tapos naman niya ang service nga ihatag sa imo sa aeroplano. Okay? So, inseparability nga ginatawag naton. And then, ang last naton is ang perishability. Okay, so, services and experiences cannot be stored. They are highly perishable. So, services and experiences cannot be stored. They are highly perishable. Meaning, hindi mo yan pwede matago. Hindi mo pwede ibutang sa warehouse. Hindi mo pwede ibutang lang anay sa vault. Okay. On contrary, goods may be held in physical inventory in a lot, warehouse, or as tool until purchased, then used and stored at a person's home or place of work. Okay. Now, ang services and experiences yan, hindi mo pwede matago. Pero ang mga goods ya, okay, ang inventory for example, nagbakal ikaw sang pulo ka bag, ginbakal mo sa supplier, gindala mo sa imo balay, until such time na may magbakal, kay reseller ikaw, until such time na may magbakal, itaguon mo lang daanan. Display mo lang daanan. Okay. Now, if a service is not sold when available, it disappears forever. Okay. Using the airline example again, once the airplane takes off, the moment na maglupad ang airplane, the opportunity to sell tickets on that flight is lost forever. Kalupad na siya mo. Okay, so even bakante ang damo nga seats, hindi inaya mag-stop sa airplane nga maglupad going to the destination. I can still remember during the time nga nagalakat kami sa akon mga staff going to Kalibo, sometimes from Kalibo to Cebu, 3 lang kami or 4 lang kami. Tingaan nga nagalupad gihapon ang airplane going to Cebu, halin sa Kalibo nga 4 malang kami because that airplane pag abot sa Cebu, needed niya liwat maglupad from Cebu to Korea. That is why bisan wala sang passenger, kinahanglan gid siya maglupad sang eroplano. Okay, pero that airplane has how many? 300 plus seats. So, kung maglupad ang airplane With or without passenger, they are using the same amount of fuel. Amo na nga any empty seats sa eroplano represent revenue loss, meaning lugi. Meaning lugi na. Kung maglupad ang eroplano, nga hindi puno, lugi. That is why subong during the times ng COVID, mahal liwat ang plane ticket nga aman because ang aton nga airlines ubra sang ginatawag na social distancing, which is ang tatlo ka seats sa eroplano wala ginapapungkuan. Okay, so may ara nga bakante sa tunga, which is kung bakantihon mo ang seat sang airline sa tunga, that would mean lost revenue sa airline. So paano nila bawion ang ilang revenue lost or ang ilang lugi? Pataaso nila ang fare. That is why pre-COVID time, ang ticket from Roxas to Manila usually nag-range from 1,000 to 2,500. Subong, 6,000 siya. Nga because ginabawi isang airline ang ilang lost revenue for those seats nga wala nilang nabaligya as part of the social distancing protocol. Okay? So I hope you understand sang apat nga criteria or characteristic of services. Okay, now let's continue. Planning for services marketing. Okay, so to ensure effective services marketing, tourism marketers need to be strategic in their planning process. Okay, so tourism marketers need to be strategic in their planning process. Okay, using a tourism marketing system requires carefully evaluating multiple alternatives, choosing the right activities for specific markets, anticipating challenges, adapting to these challenges, and measuring success. Tourism marketers can choose to follow a strategic management process called the price concept. And ano ini ang price concept? Okay, so number one is ang P or ang plan. Diin na kita subong. Okay? Let's say for example, hotel. Newly built hotel in Roxas City. Okay, so we will use the price for the newly built hotel in Roxas City on paano natin siya i-apply. Okay, so currently sa plan natin, where are we now? Hindi niya nga location. Ay, di arata sa Roxas City? No. Okay, so where are we now? Ano ang aton standing subong? Okay. Ang standing natin subong, out of 300 beds naton or out of 300 rooms naton, ang aton lang gid nga occupation rate or ang occupancy rate naton is ara lang gid sa 25%. But gina-maintain naton ang aton nga employee, ang aton kitchen staff, ang aton housekeeping, tanan, ang aton front desk. So amo ina ang aton nga status as of now. Sa research, where would we like to be? Diin naton gusto magkanto. At least increase siguro from 25%. So example dire, 25% bed occupancy. So where would we like to be? Okay, let's say for example in 6 months, let's say ma-up siya into 80% occupancy. 80% bed occupancy. Okay, amo nang aton nga goal. Okay, so where would we like to be? So in 6 months time, maybe 80% bed occupancy. Now, How do we get there? Ano ang aton niya plan? Okay, so what are our plans? Okay, so ano ang aton niya plans para ma-reach natin ang aton 80% bed occupancy from the present 25% bed occupancy? So that's how you implement. And then pagkatapos is ang C, which is the control. How do we make sure we get there? Okay, ano ang aton mga kinahanglan nga obrahon, ano ang aton nga control, ano ang aton magiging basis nga maabot naton ang aton nga 80% bed occupancy in 6 months. And then after mo mabutang ang PRIC mo, we have to evaluate. How do we know if we got there? Paano natin mabalaan? Okay, so may ara kita ginatawag nga evaluation. How do we know nga ara na kita sa aton nga goal? Nga ara na kita sa aton nga ginahambal nga aton nga 80% occupancy. So there has to be an evaluation. Okay, there has to be an evaluation. Okay, continue. Now, in traditional marketing, okay, in traditional marketing, a business broadcast messaging directly to the customer. Okay, so in traditional marketing, a business broadcast messaging directly to the customer. Okay, so sa traditional marketing naton, okay, messaging directly to the customer. Okay, now, in contrast, in services marketing, employees play an integral component. Services marketing, so employees play an integral component. Okay. The communications between the three groups can be summarized as follow. Number one, external marketing. Okay. Promotional effort aimed at potential customer and guest, creating a promise between the organization, the company, and the guest. Okay. Number two, internal marketing. Training, culture, internal communications. Okay, so number one, external marketing. So ano niya ang external marketing? Okay, so aimed at potential customer and guest ni siya ha. So we are giving our marketing directly sa customers and sa aton nga guest. How about naman niya ang internal marketing? Internal marketing, on the other hand, is you are enabling employees to deliver on the promise. Ano nga promise? Good quality service to every customer. And then number three, interactive marketing, direct exchanges between employees and guests. Okay, so in interactive marketing, okay, so direct exchanges between employees and guests, or you are already delivering the promise of a good quality service. Okay, continue. So ang 8 piece of marketing naton, I believe na discuss ko na ni. So ako na lang nga skip ha. So ang product, place, promotion, pricing, people, programming, partnership, and then the evidence. Okay. And then traditional channels. Okay, so ano ang mga traditional channels naton for marketing? Okay, so please read first. Okay, so number one is the mass media. Okay, number one is the mass media. Okay, so these are traditional channels ha, mga channels naton nga gina-employ naton since then up to now. Okay, so ang mass media, it is best described as the use of channels that reach very large market. Okay? So use of channel that reach very large market. Example, anong mga mass media naton? Okay, so newspaper, radio, or television advertising. Amo ini ang makita natin yung mga advertisers nag-advertise while nagalantaw pa sang probinsyano, gina-advertise dira ang downy or ang sardinas or ang ligo or kung ano dira. Okay. Ano ang pinaka-advantage? So the immediate advantage of using mass media is the ability to reach multiple target markets in significant number. Okay, so immediate advantage sa mass media is dako ang iya nga ma-reach, the ability to reach multiple target market in significant number. So, damo ikaw sang target market. May ara youth, may tigulang, may bata, may lalaki, may babayi. Okay. Ano ang iya nga disadvantage? Expensive. Okay, expensive siya. So, ang isa sa iyang advantage is high expense or expensive and difficulty in effective target marketing and measuring return nga aman. Because gina-flash mo lang diraya ang imo nga, gina-flash mo lang diraya, gina-flash mo lang dira ang imo nga ads, ang imo nga marketing, wala ikaw yakabalo who's watching it. Okay? That is why hindi mo ma-measure ang return. Okay. Now, let's continue. Okay, so number 2 is out-of-home channels refer to 4 major categories. Number 1 is ang billboards. Okay, so traditional marketing maniha, transit, alternative outdoor, and street furniture. Okay, so ano naman iniya? OOH plays an important role in the tourism and hospitality industry as it provides an opportunity to inform travelers in unfamiliar territory. Okay, now, transit advertising includes airport, rail, and taxi displays. Okay, ang mga makita nyo dabala sa mga airports, ang makita ninyo sa railway station, ang mga ginabutang sa taxi, ng mga services or products, these are part of the out-of-home channels. Okay. Alternative outdoor refers to arenas, stadiums, and digital media. Street furniture includes bus, shelters, kiosks, and shopping malls. Amo ni makita ninyo sa mga SM, mga advertisers dira nga ginabutang sa mga wall. These are part of the out-of-home channels. Okay, next. Print media. Okay, so print media includes newspapers, magazines, journals, and directories. Okay, so print media includes newspapers, magazines, journals, and directories. There is an increased trend away from traditional purchase price advertising as these are more trusted by customer. A print ad and an editorial feature created together is known as advertorial. Okay. Now, ang aton subong nga ginagamit dyan is ano gani? Ang aton nga social media. Okay. Now, this is a very useful channel. So it is a broad term that refers to web-based and mobile application used for social interaction and the exchange of content. Social networking is the act of using social media. Now, unlike traditional media such as newspaper, magazine, and television, social media is largely powered by user-generated content. This refers to content created and shared by consumer rather than by marketers, journalists, experts, and other paid professionals, although they too contribute to social networks. Ano ang ginaminsin? Sa social media ang gina-advertise nila is the actual on-hand experience sa mga client also. That is why galapta, dira ako nami ang imo nga experience sa isa ka hotel, nami ang imo nga experience sa isa ka restaurant, pwede mo na da i-post, di ba kita kasami kita, post, like, makita naton, social media, ginagamit man sa artista, sa mga influencers, and then kita mismo madalaman. Okay? Now, and then the last one is ang communication channel as the word of mouth. Okay? Where consumers share directly with each other. So that is also part, no? Now, let's continue. Understanding customer needs. So service plays an important role in shaping customer impressions, where the ultimate goal of a tourism or hospitality business is to exceed expectation. Every customer has different wants and needs. Tandaan nyo ni ha. Every customer has different wants and needs, but virtually all customers expect the following basic needs to be taken good cared of. Okay, ano ang want? Quality. Tanan niya customer naga-expect sang good quality. Check-in ikaw sa hotel. And then pagkatapos ang quality sang service nga ginhatag sa imo hindi maayo. Will you like it or not? Number 2, ang value. All customers expect nga makuha nila ang value sang ilang nga ginbayaran. Okay? Makuha nila ang value sang ilang nga ginbayaran. Number 3, convenience. Okay? Number 3 is convenience. Okay, so ang convenience naman niya, tanan niya customer naka-expect na at least magiging convenient, mas magiging okay ang ilang experience while they are currently staying or nag-avail ng service, and of course, good service. Okay? Now, this is very important. To fully satisfy customer, businesses must deliver in 4 areas. Hindi pwede nga ma-miss mo ang isa. Okay? If they meet the basic needs listed above, they'll create a passive customer, one who is satisfied, but not likely to write a review or mention a business to other. Amo na ang ginatawag natin yung passive customer. Ma-meet mo lang daw or kulang sang isa, hindi man siya maghambal nga hindi siya satisfied. Satisfied man siya. Pero, chances are, hindi siguro yung pag-i-recommend. That is why, dapat, kung hindi i-take note ha, okay, so, to fully satisfy customer, businesses must deliver in all 4 areas. Ano ina ang all 4 areas? Quality, value, convenience, and good service. Okay. On the other hand, failure to deliver on the promise can result in a disappointed customer undoing all the efforts of the marketing plan. Okay, now, kung ang imo nga customer, okay, hindi masatisfied kag disappointed siya, undoing all the efforts of the marketing plan, ang tanan nga efforts ng imo nga marketing team daw mabaliwala. Okay, daw mabaliwala lang. Bisan isa lang na iya ka customer. That is why wala natin ginahambal na customer is always right, but we have to make our customer always happy and satisfied sa aton services nga ginahatag. Okay, for this reason, the entire process must be well coordinated and well executed. Okay, now, I will leave this to you. Not very important. Gin-add ko lang. Okay. And then on a conclusion, effective services marketing in the tourism and hospitality sector requires marketers to gain a solid understanding of the difference between the marketing of goods and services. Okay. Now, through a strategic planning process, organization and the destination develop a marketing orientation designed to identify customer needs and trigger their wants while striving to meet organizational objectives. Okay, so amo sina ang ako ni ibilin sa inyo, which is the most important is to make your customer happy. Okay, now, if you have any question, please let me know. Please put in the group chat kung ano ang inyong concern para mas ma-explain pa ni Sir sa inyo. Okay? That would be all para sa ating lecture for today.